Doctors, fitness trainers, and even health magazines have told you for years that if you want to stay strong as you age, all you need to do is walk every day or maybe take the stairs instead of the elevator. But here's the truth that almost no one tells seniors. Walking alone will not stop your muscle loss. You could walk 10,000 steps a day, and while it is good for your heart and lungs, it will not rebuild the strength that vanishes with age. And that strength loss has a name. It is called sarcopenia, and it starts creeping in as early as your 50s. By the time you turn 60, you can lose up to 1% of your muscle mass every year. That means every single year your arms get weaker, your legs lose stability, and even your ability to do the simplest tasks, standing up from a chair, lifting a bag of groceries, or climbing stairs, begins to slip away. This is why falls and fractures skyrocket after 60. This is why so many older adults feel drained, fragile, and dependent on others when they used to feel powerful and independent. Here's the part that most seniors do not realize. Exercise is critical, yes, but the food you eat every morning may matter even more. Think about it. When you exercise, you create tiny tears in your muscle fibers, but those fibers can only rebuild if you give them the raw materials they need. And what is the number one raw material for rebuilding muscle? Protein. Without protein, those tiny tears stay weak. Without protein, your muscles cannot adapt and grow. Without protein, your body breaks down muscle tissue faster than it repairs it. Now, here is the shocking truth. Studies show that more than 60% of adults over 60 are not eating enough protein at breakfast. Most seniors grab toast, cereal, or oatmeal with a little milk. Those foods are not bad, but they are low in the one nutrient that decides whether you keep your muscle or lose it. That is why walking, stretching, or even light workouts do not seem to change much. You are trying to build a house with no bricks. So in this video, I am going to show you one powerful food that you can add to your breakfast starting today that can reverse muscle loss, boost your energy, and help you regain the strength you thought was gone forever. This food requires no fancy cooking, no supplements, and no complicated recipes. And yet it has been used for centuries in cultures known for strength and longevity. And here is something else. I will not just tell you what this food is. I will explain the science behind why it works, share research studies that prove its effects, and show you exactly how to add it to your breakfast in the safest and most effective way. I will even tell you about common mistakes seniors make with this food that can actually backfire and keep your muscles weak. Stay with me until the end, because I will also reveal a patient story that shows exactly what happens when you make this one change in your diet. And if you are serious about fighting muscle loss, I have prepared something very special for you, but more on that later. Now let us get started with the truth about the one food that can protect your muscles after 60. So let us bring everything together. Muscle loss after 60 is not just about weakness. It is about independence, energy, and quality of life. And the simplest, science-backed way to fight back is to start every morning with Greek yogurt combined with supportive habits like resistance exercise, protein timing, and hydration. History has shown us its power. Modern science has confirmed it. And countless patients have proven that it works when applied consistently. If you want a step-by-step guide to building a full muscle protective meal plan for seniors, I have created a free resource you can check in the description. And if you are interested in learning about the top 5 vegetables that supercharge muscle health after 60, make sure to watch my next video, because when you combine Greek yogurt with these vegetables, the results are remarkable. Remember, it is never too late to rebuild your strength. Your muscles are waiting for you to give them the signal to grow, and tomorrow morning that signal could be as simple as a bowl of Greek yogurt. Now, I must warn you about the most common mistakes seniors make with this strategy. The first mistake is choosing regular yogurt instead of Greek yogurt. Regular yogurt has half the protein and more sugar, which blunts the benefits. The second mistake is relying on yogurt alone without resistance activity. I once worked with a 70-year-old man who ate high-protein meals daily but did no exercise. He maintained his weight but continued losing strength. Only when we introduced light resistance training did his body actually begin to build muscle again. The third mistake is skipping consistency. I had a patient in her mid-60s who would eat Greek yogurt for breakfast once or twice a week, but kept alternating it with toast and jam. Her muscle mass barely changed. When she switched to eating yogurt daily within 3 months, her energy and balance improved dramatically. These examples prove a powerful truth. Food is medicine, but only when used correctly and consistently. Let me now give you a simple step-by-step way to start using Greek yogurt in your daily routine. Step 1. Choose plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt. Avoid flavored varieties because they often contain 10 to 15 grams of added sugar, which promotes inflammation and muscle breakdown. Step 2. Measure 1 full cup. This provides around 20 grams of protein. If you are aiming for 30 grams at breakfast, pair it with a boiled egg, a handful of nuts, or a small protein smoothie. Step 3. Add muscle-supporting toppings. My top choices are berries for antioxidants, chia or flax seeds for omega-3 fatty acids, and a drizzle of raw honey for natural energy. Step 4. Eat it within 1 hour of waking up if possible. This ensures your muscles receive protein after the overnight fast, when the body is in a catabolic state, meaning it is already breaking down tissue. Step 5. Repeat daily. Consistency is everything. Muscle responds to daily nourishment, not occasional efforts. By following this method, you can turn breakfast into your most powerful anti-aging meal of the day. Now, let me share a story that illustrates just how powerful a simple food can be. In ancient Greece, over 2,000 years ago, athletes preparing for the Olympic Games ate a form of strained yogurt, remarkably similar to what we now call Greek yogurt. It was considered a food of endurance, strength, and recovery. Historical writings describe how wrestlers and runners consumed it daily, believing it gave them superior stamina compared to other athletes. And interestingly, they paired it with honey and nuts, which modern science confirms is a perfect combination. Protein for muscle, natural sugars for glycogen replenishment, and healthy fats for sustained energy. These traditions survived for centuries because they worked. And today, the same food that fueled ancient athletes can help seniors maintain strength, independence, and dignity well into their later years. So when you think of Greek yogurt at breakfast, do not think of it as just another dairy product. Think of it as a timeless performance food, tested by history and validated by science. Of course, Greek yogurt alone is not enough. The real magic happens when you pair it with supportive habits that enhance its benefits. The first supportive habit is resistance exercise. But here is the key: it does not need to be heavy weightlifting at a gym. Simple bodyweight exercises like squats, wall push-ups, and resistance band pulls done 3 times per week are enough to trigger new muscle growth. When you exercise, your muscles become more sensitive to protein. That means the protein from Greek yogurt gets used more efficiently, helping you actually build muscle instead of letting it slip away. A landmark study from the Journal of Applied Physiology showed that seniors who combined strength training with protein-rich meals gained muscle mass even in their 70s and 80s. The second supportive habit is timing your protein intake. Most seniors eat very little protein at breakfast and load it all into dinner. But the body cannot store protein like it stores fat or carbohydrates. That means skipping protein in the morning leaves your muscles starving for most of the day. Instead, divide your protein evenly across 3 meals and make sure breakfast, with Greek yogurt as the centerpiece, delivers at least 25 to 30 grams of protein. This single shift has been shown in clinical trials to increase muscle protein synthesis by up to 30% compared to eating protein unevenly. The third supportive habit is hydration and electrolytes. Muscle tissue is nearly 75% water. When you are even mildly dehydrated, muscle breakdown accelerates. Adding minerals like magnesium and potassium from foods such as nuts, seeds, or a small banana alongside your yogurt helps the muscles fire properly. When you combine Greek yogurt with these supportive habits, you create the perfect environment for reversing muscle loss. The first and most powerful step you can take starting tomorrow morning is adding Greek yogurt to your breakfast. Now, you might be thinking, really? Just yogurt? But Greek yogurt is not just any yogurt. It is strained, which means it contains almost double the protein of regular yogurt and far fewer carbohydrates. Protein is the raw material your muscles require to repair and grow. As we age, the body becomes less efficient at turning protein into muscle, a process called anabolic resistance. That means a 65-year-old needs more protein at breakfast than a 25-year-old to stimulate the same amount of muscle growth. Greek yogurt gives you a concentrated form of protein, especially the amino acid leucine, which acts like a key that turns on muscle building. Studies published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition show that older adults who consumed higher leucine proteins maintained muscle mass and function far better than those who ate low leucine foods. Beyond protein, Greek yogurt is also rich in calcium, which strengthens not only bones but also the very contractions of your muscles. And here is a bonus: the probiotics in Greek yogurt improve gut health. And your gut plays a central role in how well you absorb nutrients from food. Think about it like this: every spoonful of Greek yogurt at breakfast is not just filling your stomach. It is sending a signal to your body. Keep the muscles alive. Stay strong. Stay resilient. This is why I call it the silent muscle protector. When most people think of aging, they imagine wrinkles on the skin, thinning hair, or maybe a slower pace when walking. But one of the most dangerous and overlooked consequences of aging is the silent and progressive loss of muscle tissue. This condition has a name: sarcopenia, and it affects more than 1 out of 3 adults over the age of 60. Now, here is the shocking truth. Muscle loss does not just make you weaker, it is directly linked to poor balance, higher risk of falls, slower metabolism, insulin resistance, and even accelerated cognitive decline. That means when your muscles shrink, your brain, your heart, and even your hormones begin to suffer. Research from the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that seniors with the lowest muscle mass had double the risk of hospitalization compared to those with healthy muscle mass. Another study published in Age and Aging showed that people over 65 with low muscle strength were 3 times more likely to experience serious disability in daily life. The good news is that this decline is not inevitable. Your muscles are like a savings account. If you stop making deposits in the form of protein, strength training, and nutrient-rich foods, the account starts draining faster than you realize. And once it runs too low, the body becomes fragile. But if you nourish it daily, even in your 60s, 70s, or 80s, the account grows, giving you energy, independence, and strength. So let us break down what can actually stop this muscle loss and how one food at breakfast can become a turning point for your health.